Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to November. I just wanted to walk you guys through really quick my morning routine since I was over here finishing up and I was talking to myself, walking myself through the process as I do. I'm officially moved into my November book and I just wanted to show you guys what I do. So usually first thing in the morning, I will grab my receipts, which I haven't done yet, and get those all scanned into Fetch. And then I just go through my calendar, see if there's anything big that's due today, my bills that are due to come out, go through my inbox. And then here is my November start. And I have my scripture plan, which honestly I'm behind because it didn't dawn on me that November started this weekend. So I should be here. I'm not. So I will catch up on that later. This is just a dashboard before the week starts. And then I get into my weekly overview. Not much is going on this week so far. And then I get into my habit tracking, which I haven't really gotten much done yet. So there's that. My menu for the week, I did all my grocery ordering last night, so that delivery will be here. And I am actually currently reading 1984, finishing that up, so I have to add that. And then it gets into my rapid log, which, like I said, I haven't done much yet. And then down here, I just realized something this weekend. So I was in a hobo cousin in 2024, and I came across a video of this girl who did her media tracking like this in the bottom, where she tracked 3 different things. For me, I track my reading, my watching, and what's for dinner, which is what I always track in different ways, some shape or form. And then it's funny because I did that like all of 2024, right? And we all watch, well, most of us watch a lot of planner videos, so I had no idea who that was from. Flash forward to this year, and I came across another girl's video who I just really resonate with her layouts and her content. And it turns out when I got to her older content and her hobo cousin, she was the one that did this layout. I was dying. I think it's Janelle Plans. I think on Instagram she's Janelle Plans and Reads. Love her energy, love her vibe, love her content. And it was just funny that like I saw this layout in 2024 and now I use some of her layouts in 2025 for my N1. It's just funny how that happens. Anyways, this is my rapid log. This page feeds into my other books. So anything that happens through the day, if it has to do with like memory keeping, stats, media content, all that gets fed into their own respective book. So is it gonna focus? So there's all week for that. And then my next section is my brain dump. And I've played around with this layout in many different ways. So this is what I've come up with now is I like to brain dump in categories. If you guys saw my other spreads like last week where I did like a brainstorm type layout and then I did it like categorized on 2 pages. So this time I did it where the pages are split up and the categories are here through the week. So anything that's priority needs to get done this week. Everything else can kind of migrate and go and whatever. So the categories I use are priority today, which is kind of like a to-do, any admin things for the week, and then anything I need to do after work, whether it's chores, whether it's running errands, meetups, anything that has to happen, that can happen after work. And then self-care things, any books that I want to read. So is it going to focus? So there's all week for that. And then my next section is my brain dump. And I've played around with this layout in many different ways. So this is what I've come up with now is I like to brain dump in categories. If you guys saw my other spreads like last week where I did like a brainstorm type layout and then I did it like categorized on 2 pages. So this time I did it where the pages are split up and the categories are here through the week. So anything that's priority needs to get done this week. Everything else can kind of migrate and go and whatever. So the categories I use are priority today, which is kind of like a to-do, any admin things for the week, and then anything I need to do after work, whether it's chores, whether it's running errands, meetups, anything that has to happen, that can happen after work. And then self-care things, any books that I want to read, that I'm currently reading or that I want to read that I need to add to my TBR, any shows that I'm currently watching, movies I want to watch, all that ends up here, so that if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm like, what do I want to watch? What do I want to read? I have all this stuff in my head. I can come to this section and say, oh, that's right. I want to finish this. I want to do that. And then anything miscellaneous, like anything that's miscellaneous goes in that section. And then I have a thoughts and ideas section, which is where like random things will go that don't pertain to anything to do with a to-do list or like my family or anything. This is just like things I want to look up later. If I hear something in a video, or if I hear something in, something I'm reading, or I want to check something out, or I want to check out start a new craft project or whatever, any kind of random thought and idea that I have will go into this section. And it's just 2 pages. And then it goes into my dailies. And one of the biggest carryovers from my October book and like the end of my September book was like my pretty messy list bujo pages, where I can use all the washi, all the stickers. Because if you notice, these other ones are not really sticker heavy. But here I can go stupid with it. So, and pretty much I migrate the things from my brain dump section into the daily list. So things I want to get done today from those categories. And I have 6 pages of that. I kind of combined the weekend here, kind of like, I like how I did the weekend list, so that's where this will probably go, a weekend list space. And then behind there is scripture writing, which I've moved it from doing like the 4 days on a page to giving each scripture its own page. And then my scripture plan that I have in the front actually goes in my faith journal. But I don't work in my faith journal first thing in the morning, but I do want to have scripture or some type of devotional, my Father's word in my heart first thing in the morning. So these are from the Bible app scriptures. And I actually went over this. Today's was just 6 and 19, but I went through further down, and yeah. So then I have, I think, 6 or 7 pages for that. And then I get into my musings and my health, which I'm not going to show because those are like my morning pages. So that's how I'm currently working through my morning book. And then in the evenings, I will update my health log. I'll go through and work in my faith journal. So that's it. Like I said, I update my other books in the evening, my faith, my health and wellness, my family journal, and all that good stuff. But that's pretty much what I do in the morning, is take a little time for my devotional and then go through and work my way through my book. So I hope you guys all have a great start to your week, a great Monday, and I will catch up with you later.